Chapter 18. Limited Atonement. The L in tulip represents one more integral theory in Calvin's scheme of salvation, the doctrine which limits the atonement to the elect. This concept follows directly from the limitation Calvinists place upon God's love, in spite of the fact that it, like every facet of his being, is infinite. One of their prominent apologists declares, "The Bible teaches again and again that God does not love all people with the same love. Loved by God is not applied to the world, but only to the saints." Romans chapter 1, verse 7. Same love, but love is love, and love is kind. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4. Calvin himself declared, "All are not created on equal terms, but some are preordained to eternal life, others to eternal damnation." Is it loving or kind to preordain to eternal damnation? Again we ask, what love is this? A. Hodge confesses, if they, the critics, could prove that the love which prompted God to give his Son to die as a sin offering had for its objects all men, that Christ actually sacrificed his life with the purpose of saving all on the condition of faith, then the central principle of Arminianism is true, and Calvinism is false. Bertner explained further, "The Reformed faith has held to the existence of an eternal divine decree, which, antecedently to any difference or desert in men themselves, separates the human race into two portions, and ordains one to everlasting life, and the other to everlasting death. Thus predestined and foreordained, their number is so certain and definite that it cannot be either increased or decreased. We protest that this doctrine is an outrageous misrepresentation of God. The God-given conscience of every person, saved and unsaved, recoils at the thought of creating beings simply in order to predestine them to eternal torment. Tragically, Calvinism forces its adherents to reject the normal human compassion that is otherwise held in common with all mankind. Carson draws the line at limited atonement, arguing that this label is singularly unfortunate for two reasons. First, it is a defensive, restrictive expression. Here is atonement, and then someone wants to limit it. The notion of limiting something as glorious as the atonement is intrinsically offensive. Second, even when inspected more coolly, limited atonement is objectively misleading. Every view of the atonement limits it in some way, save for the unqualified universalist. His last sentence is a common Calvinist error, which accuses even those who say Christ died for all of limiting the efficacy of the atonement because only those who believe are saved. On the contrary, the atonement is not limited by some rejecting Christ's sacrifice on their behalf. The inheritance left by the deceased is not reduced in value because some heirs refuse their share.